Hello and good evening. I'm Ashani Gamage with Prime TV News. News in detail follows these headlines. Seven divisions in place for security. The 6 wanted with respect to the attacks have been found. 44 arrested are handed over to the CID. Face veils are banned in Sri Lanka. All staying in the country sans visas are to be immediately deported. And in news overseas, heavy flooding in Indonesia kills at least 17. The President has decided to appoint a subcommittee at the Cabinet meeting that is due to be held tomorrow to look into the measures that should be taken for the growth of tourism. During a discussion held this morning with the business community, President Maithripala Sirisena further said that it was definitely possible to defeat terrorism. A meeting of the business community engaged in tourism, the hotel trade and other business activities was held at the Presidential Secretariat. Speaking on the occasion, the President said that the government was taking action with broad responsibility to rebuild the local tourism sector, the hotel field and business sphere that were damaged as a result of the recent terror attack. Also, it is planned to grant concessions and financial facilities for the promotion of tourism in this country. President Maithripala Sirisena said that discussions in this respect will be held at the Cabinet of Ministers meeting tomorrow. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe expressed views with respect to the initiatives that should be taken on behalf of re-strengthening businesses, including tourism and the hotel sector, while easing the adverse situation prevailing in the country. The business community lauded the manner in which the President took action in the face of the terrorist challenges. President Maithripala Sirisena today ordered the ban of covering of faces that obstructs the identification of persons. This ban has been imposed under the emergency regulations. The aim of this effort is to create a peaceful and cohesive social environment for national security, and it would not put any community into difficulty. Accordingly, this order has clarified the key to establishing identity in the need for a clear exposure of the face. Senior Deputy Inspector General of Police C.D. Vikramaratne has been appointed as the Acting Inspector General of Police. The Presidential Media Division announced that in addition, former Inspector General of Police N.K. Langakon has been appointed as an advisor to the Defence Ministry. Acting Inspector General of Police C.D. Vikramaratne, who was a Senior Deputy Inspector General of Police, and former Inspector General of Police N.K. Langakon, appointed as an advisor to the Defence Ministry, received their letters of appointment from President Maithripala Sirisena. They received their appointment letters at the Presidential Secretariat this morning. In the meantime, Attorney General Jayantha Jayasuriya took oaths as the Chief Justice this morning. Solicitor General, President's Counsel Dappula de Oliveira has been appointed as the Acting Attorney General. Additional Auditor General Chula Lantha Vikramaratne was appointed as the new Auditor General. Janata Vimukti Peramuna leader Anurakumara Dissanayaka and parliamentarian Vijitha Herath met Archbishop of Colombo, His Eminence Malcolm Cardinal Ranjith. Expressing views to the media after meeting the Archbishop, Vijitha Herath said that they would be extending their support to all decisions that are being taken on behalf of the security of the country. Parliamentarian Vijitha Herath said that the Cardinal clearly emphasized that security situation has not yet returned to normality. Certain steps have been taken and these should be carried forward with strength. For this purpose, the mediation of the political authority was essential. Operations carried out by the security forces should also be strengthened. The Cardinal called on them to mediate in this respect and to submit proposals. He assured full support in this respect. They discussed with the Archbishop how, as politicians, they could join to mediate in overcoming disasters. A general amnesty is effective until the 10th of next month on the recommendations of President Maithripala Sirisena. Army soldiers who are staying away from work without leave are given an opportunity to rejoin the service during this period. This general amnesty was declared on the 22nd of this month. So far, more than 2,000 members of the Army have rejoined the service. This newly devised general amnesty facilitates the discharge of all Army officers who are absent without leave for 21 days and other rankers who are absent for more than 6 months by April 22, 2019, and those absentees willing to rejoin the Army after their absence of more than 6 months. Office of the Army media spokesman said that an opportunity has also been given for members of the Army who desire to legally resign from service. Still on local news, the Department of Meteorology has forecast that the cyclone Fani, which is in the Bay of Bengal, inching closer to the eastern coast, is likely to intensify into a severe cyclonic storm today. Atula Karunanayake, Director General of the Met Department, expressed this view today. He said that the cyclonic storm Fani over southeast Bay of Bengal to the east of Sri Lanka was located near latitude 8.4 north, longitude 86.9 east at 11:30 p.m. yesterday, about 580 kilometers east of Batticaloa. It is likely to intensify into a severe cyclonic storm during the next 12 hours and further intensify into a very severe cyclonic storm in the subsequent 24 hours. The system is very likely to move northwestwards off the east coast till 1st May and thereafter recurve northeastwards gradually. Strong winds up to 60 kilometers per hour can be expected over the island, particularly in the northern, north-central, northwestern and southern provinces and in Trincomalee and Ampara districts. Showers or thunder showers at times will occur over most parts of the island. Very heavy falls above 150 millimeters can be expected at some places in the Sabaragamuwa, central, southern, western and northwestern provinces and in Mannar district, and also heavy falls of about 100 millimeters are also likely at some places elsewhere. Meanwhile, about 30 houses had been destroyed as a result of the strong winds that lashed in the Parinatta Parikkal Kulam area in Vaunia. 10 permanent houses and about 20 temporary houses were damaged in this manner. The Vaunia Disaster Management Centre has taken steps to grant relief to those impacted by the disaster. As strong winds may be experienced along with the rainfall, the Disaster Management Centre has called on the public to be cautious about the situation. Commemorations have been held in other countries to remember those who died in the Eastern Sunday bomb attacks and also to invoke blessings on the immediate recovery of those who suffered injuries in these attacks. A remembrance service was organised in Perth, Western Australia. The Remembrance Mass was celebrated at St. Mary's Cathedral. Religious leaders, including members of the Mahasangha, also participated in the event. In addition, it was witnessed how several locations in the Perth city were lit up. Sri Lankans domiciled in Perth said that they are prepared to extend whatever assistance necessary to rebuild the lives of those who were attacked in the Easter bombings. The Western Australia Christian Association and Sri Lanka Consul General's Office organised these events, including the Remembrance Mass. Western Australian Governor and several ministers joined in the occasion. Consul General Rosh Jalagge, expressing his views, said that
Sri Lankan Catholic community in Western Australia, the Consulate of Sri Lanka, and all the Sri Lankan associations together, we held a special mass, a candlelight vigil, to tribute the people who lost their life and their families and pray for all Sri Lankans. This is the time that we have to work together and be united to show the extremism is no longer that Sri Lankan community will tolerate. I would like to say for the Sri Lankan community, for the Sri Lankans who affected for this disaster, that you are not alone. We are with you and we are our prayers with you. Together we can march forward. This is a time that without religion or nationality We should unite together and we should fight against the terrorism.
Religious programs were also organized in the arid city of Romania, commemorating all those who lost their lives in the brutal terrorist attack unleashed on Easter Sunday, and also praying for quick recovery for those who sustained injuries in these attacks. Sri Lankans domiciled in Romania lit candles and prayed that such disasters may not recur in the island. Meanwhile, a series of pink-comers was held to commemorate those who died in the April 21st Easter Sunday attacks. A special pink-comer was held at the Colombo Sri Sambodhi Vihara to commemorate all locals and foreigners who were killed in the recent disaster. It was jointly organized by the people of the area along with several artists. Dhamma sermons were delivered in the Sinhala, Tamil and English languages. Religious leaders, including the Venerable Borolande Vajranyana Thera, participated in this religious ceremony. An Ashirwada Puja was held at Jayantipura in Polonnaruwa to invoke merits to those killed in the bomb attacks. Pirit was chanted to invoke blessings on those injured and for their immediate recovery. Members of the Mahasangha and people of the area were present. There was a Pahan Puja organized opposite Lake House, remembering those who died in the Easter Sunday attacks. A group including Lake House chairman Dishant Kure organized the Pinkama. Lights of Lake House were switched off and hymns sung, lighting candles. Among those who participated in the event was His Eminence Malcolm Cardinal Ranjit. Another special Pahan Puja was held at St. Sebastian's Church in Vanatha-Villua in remembrance of those killed in the Easter Sunday attacks. 2,500 lamps were lit. Many residents participated in the puja. 59 related to the terrorist attack on Easter Sunday are already in custody. Police media spokesman SP Ruwan Gunasekara said that 44 of them have been handed over to the Criminal Investigations Department. The police media spokesman said that 44 of those arrested have been handed over to the CID for interrogation. 7 of them are women. 15 more arrested are detained at the Terrorist Investigations Division. 7 of the 15 arrested are taken into custody with regard to the Dehiwala explosion. The police media spokesman, further expressing his views at the news conference, said that the 6 suspects who were needed with respect to the terrorist attacks have already been found. He said that photographs of these 3 male suspects and 3 female suspects with respect to the terrorist attacks were published in the media. 2 wanted suspects were arrested from the Gampula area and handed over to the CID. Another female suspect needed was recently arrested from the Mamanel area. Giving his views at this news conference, Army media spokesman Brigadier Sumit Atapattu said that a special security program is in place under 7 divisions throughout the island. Search operations are continuing throughout the island. All defense sectors are dedicated for the security of the people. In the meantime, the police curfew imposed in the Samanture, Chavalakade and Kalmune police authority areas was lifted this morning. A motorcycle suspected to have been used to transport the suicide bomber who unleashed the attack at the Batikalo Church on Easter Sunday was recovered from a house in the Tiharia area yesterday. The detection was made during a joint operation carried out by Nitambua and Gampaha police. The raids were carried out based on information received by the intelligence units that 5 motorcycles had been used for the suicide attacks. When the house was raided, the suspects had hidden the motorbike and fled. Hidden in an almirah. Meanwhile, a special communication equipment in which 8 SIM cards could be used at a time, as well as 2 knives, were seized from Kalelia in Mirigama. It was revealed that foreign calls could also be taken from this equipment. These were recovered from the house of a wife of the main suspect who was involved in the import of swords from China that were recently seized. Information had been received that the wife of the suspect was residing in this house. 1 suspect was arrested. 11 suspects were apprehended in an operation carried out in the Vaunia area. They were taken into custody for suspicious behavior. The Vaunia police said that further investigations were being pursued. In the meantime, 13 foreigners who were staying in the island breaching the immigration and emigration laws have been taken into custody from several places. 6 of the 13 foreigners who were staying in the country without visas have been taken into custody from the Mount Lavinia area. They are Nigerian nationals who were arrested from the Watarapala area in Mount Lavinia. 2 more Nigerians were arrested from the Velikad area. The Office of the Police Media spokesman said that a Chinese national was taken into custody from Navagamur, an Indian national from Ratmalana, and a Chinese woman from the Dehiwale area. The Sri Lanka Army carried out a search operation in about 800 houses in the Yonakapura area of the Quella in Matara. 10 suspects were arrested and a foreign military uniform, 4 swords and 107 ammunitions as well as religious books and foreign identity cards were recovered. The suspects were due to be produced in the Matara Magistrates Court today. 13 suspects have been taken into custody in a joint search operation carried out by the Vaunia Police and the Army during the last 2 days. They were due to be produced before the Vaunia magistrate after preliminary investigations. Search operations are being continued in the area. In the meantime, search operations were carried out in the environs of state and private institutions in the Polonnaruwa district. Air Force officers of the Hinguragoda Air Base joined in the operation. The people were apprised of the prevailing situation in the area. News Justin. Areas of Samanture, Chavalakade and Kalmune will be placed under curfew again from 6 p.m. today until 8 a.m. tomorrow. A special discussion was held with respect to the need for the formulation of a national policy on the manner in which foreigners who visit the country to teach religion was operative in the island. The discussion was held under the patronage of Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe. The discussion was attended by Minister of Internal, Home Affairs and Local Government Wajira Bewardhana and Minister of Muslim Religious Affairs M.H.A. Halim. It was revealed that many who had come into the country without job visa permits were serving in religious schools. The Ministry of Internal and Home Affairs has issued instructions to the Department of Immigration and Immigration and other related sectors to immediately deport them from the country. Prime News returns tomorrow, and in the meantime visit itnews.lk for the very latest in news. I'm Malshani Gamage for Prime TV News. Good night.